Ladies and gentlemen, so in this next game, we are going to have the WA Sharks playing out of blue, the Cobras playing out on green, and GP playing out on red. Now, this is an elimination game. So, first place will actually go through to Golden Game number 3. Second place will get eliminated in 6th
Yes.
position.
Yes, so 6th and 7th for this one.
So second place will get 6. Second place will get 5th in the tournament.
No, sorry. Second place will get 6th and third place will get 7th.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Do we think we will see another split dump from the Cobras?
Well, it worked for them last time, so why not?
I
Anything.
don't see anybody in green. Has our camera frozen again, or are they just gone?
Well, let me check that for you. Looks like the camera has frozen, so let's reset that. There we go. So yes, green does have a defense. So the Cobras are currently defending. They're not pulling the trigger early like they did last game. Now, this is actually probably really smart play by the Cobras because these teams will probably be expecting them to dump.
Yeah.
So the Cobras, from the mental side of things, in the first couple of minutes of the game, are probably going to be in control.
Yep.
Because these other two teams are like probably going, what are the Cobras going to do? What are the Cobras going to do? Because the Sharks and GP, you'll know that they'll play a bit more of a conservative game as Hatman goes for red. Two-shot denied by Nick, the big man from GP.
I think Mushu wants to tap in, so I might go see if he wants to.
No, absolutely. Damn it, I did it again. hey, Lauren. Sorex.
Yes.
Can you please tap my phone and can I have a can of lemonade, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll just bring you one and you can deal with it later.
Okay. All right, so who do you think are going through in this game, guys? Will the Sharks, GP, or the Cobras make their way into Golden Game number 3? Wombat putting his support behind the Sharks. Thank you, Wombat. Thank you again for joining us on stream. For those who don't know, Wombat is one of the major laser tag owners over in Western Australia. And we do thank him for his support. And my man Mushu has joined us here on chat.
Pardon my smell, but I brought you a gift from Cyrex in the form of a Schweppes lemonade.
Man, damn it, I always said it again. Oh dear. So Mushu and I will take you through to the grand finals. Thank you again for joining us. We're in the early stages of this game. We're about 3 minutes in and no one is budging at the moment.
Man, for those of you playing at home who've been watching games last night and even today, it does get a bit grindy like this. It's a team solos game, more or less. So these games, I played a few of these in recent days, and it becomes about who blinks first, right? Like the first team to, I guess, take a base. In our game, we played against the Beavers, and they were able to get 2 bases, and GP still won. So GP are very good in these grindy scenarios, being a world championship level team. They're used to the slowest games on earth, in a slower format of 1 shot per second, and really, with playing 2 shots a second, they can just shoot twice the people.
No, you are absolutely correct. It will be interesting to see what GP do in this game as they are taking control of the pack points. Ace going for blue. Ace puts the Cobras on the scoreboard first.
Excellent. So this is only 4 minutes in, so this game being broken open this early is probably good for, I think, both Sharks and Cobras, who I think might have lost out in the grand grind scheme of things. The base colors very much matter, or at least I guess where people congregate in this game will matter. A lot of the time, red can get left out if blue and green. It's so convenient to go blue to green through that tunnel in the middle of the reloader. If no one comes to red, then you kind of have to push out quite far to get points, and so getting a base from red is kind of what you need. But Cobras taking a big lead here.
I just actually noticed what the Cobras did there. They pushed to blue with 5. They actually left their base empty. They pushed, they got the blue base, and then literally within 5 seconds, 2 of them straight back in under green, expecting the retaliation. But
Yeah.
it hasn't come yet.
Okay, yeah, so I can see what they're going for there in the sense that if their base goes down in that time, they probably, like, either they have to make the call whether they hold the base they've gone to or if they go back. Because if it goes down, then the game really has broken open. They're sort of, like, leveraging as, like, all right, let's see what happens. Like, if I throw this out there, what do the other 2 teams do? And not much was a response, but I guess GP must have picked up, like, they're picking up a bunch of pack on the crossover there with, most players on their team except for... Well, in that I was about to say they've got good tag ratios, but only Mezzi with the big one of 160. Everyone else are well below 100, aside from Nick.
Yeah, but they are keeping themselves in the points despite getting shot up a little bit. But the Sharks are playing very conservative at the moment. Hatman going for red. Hatman takes the red base off GP.
You could see that if there was a second more in that take, there was a bunch of red players coming in there to neutralize the Cobra threat. But 2 bases up. This game is by no means over, because what can happen, I guess, in the next couple of minutes is, like, if you're Sharks in this game, you haven't really done haven't done too much, because Ace got that base clean. And the 2-shot denial onto Hatman the first time went to Nick. And so, you know, if you're Sharks, you have to feel like you're a little bit out of it. Not only did you drop a base, you're not retaliating with, like, a good amount of pack, I guess, from this situation. I think Cobras from here, just you can take two lines. I think you can either you recognize that you've got 2 bases and you're probably winning the game, and just grind out the pack points and just, you know, go to the 12-minute mark, and you should have a pretty good lead. It probably won't be 6K, because getting into those bases you have to give up X amount of tags that both GP and WA Sharks would have picked up. But, you know, in the grand scheme of things, you are ahead on points. Particularly when Arcane gets another red base. So GP dropping bases here.
Hybrid 2-shot deny.
So that sort of rolls Sharks back a bit. Ooh, 2-shot deny on Dark Omen. People are just throwing them in. If you're Sharks and GP in this spot, you can be pushed into a bit of a panic where you know that Cobras have a couple of bases, and you have to get back into it. So I guess your threshold for wanting to shoot the base and how safe it's going to be, you're more likely to take a risk the later this game gets, because you realize you have to play risky. You have to risk it for the biscuit if you want to win this game, if you're not Cobras in this game.
Now we're just over the halfway mark of the game, and the Cobras are 3 bases deep. Now the cool thing is with what the Cobras have done is that once again they've offset their bases. They've left themselves all the options in the game. But Hybrid are being unsuccessful, unfortunately, and Darkerman being unsuccessful. The Cobras, they really want this finals berth. They are sick of being the bridesmaid and never the bride. They really want to try for it.
They just want to be kissed. That's all they want.
That's it.
Ace probably got that blue base with having no business being there, sort of thing. That looks what it looks like to me.
Ooh, Method grabs a green base.
They're right back in it, the Sharks. As we sort of, I guess, move into the last third of this game, Cobra's obviously up on... They're up both pack and bases, so they're in a commanding position from here. So really, I think they just want to lock this base down and make sure that no one else gets in, and that you have 1, maybe 2 people packing, because, you know, you can take the fully aggressive line of let's get more red bases, or you can take the super safe line of, you know, let's just grind it out. Like, if the game ends now, we win. If the game ends in 4 minutes and nothing changes, we still win.
No, you are right. Now, if you're GP in this game, as Ace gets denied by Dexter over at red, if you're GP, you've got to be thinking 4 bases have gone down, perhaps 5. Flash gets his base. 5 bases have gone down. We've got 4 minutes left in the game. GP, their Nationals campaign is on the line now in this last 4 minutes. The Sharks are within striking range. The Sharks know this. What do you think GP should be doing in these last 4 minutes?
So GP's base has only gone down twice, so you probably have to think that you want to probably like leave the base, if not straight out dump, because you have to recognize that you're not going to win the game doing what you're doing in the first 8 minutes, right? So you have to, I think you need a significant tempo play, and so maybe, I don't know, dumping to one of these teams, it has to be the call, I think, if you want to straight out win the game. Because if you're GP, you're not winning this game by holding 3, 4 inside.
No, you're absolutely right. As the Sharks take another base, Hybrid grabs his green base now. Now, it looks like that the Cobras may have pulled the trigger and have left their base empty now. They now want to grind out the rest of the game and try and outbase the other two teams. But the dangerous thing is that the Sharks one base, and could Hybrid put the Sharks into the lead? No, Yawn denies Hybrid. And Four Eyes grabs the WA Sharks base.
Yeah, I think if you're Cobras, you recognize that you have to make a judgment calls like, do we back our pack? So, you know, if you're being slaughtered all game.
Oh, Darkerman.
If you're getting shot to, you know, if you're getting just shot down every time you spawn, if you're a Cobra, you probably don't think that your bases are enough. And then you probably, they've all gone to, what, they're all floating around blue, looking to get as many Sharks bases and take, I guess, points off them if possible.
No. Mezzy grabs a green base, and it looks like that GP have made that call. They have left their base alone. They know they need to catch up as Arcane finishes her sets of bases for the game.
They wanted it, yeah, so Cobras basically wanted to instigate a fight at their base between GP and Sharks, and it looks like it you know, slowly kind of worked, but I mean, you know, in this spot, dumping this late in the game means that both teams cannot finish their your base, so they will fight for it. Otherwise, it's just, you know, you're just giving up 3 points if you're not fighting for it.
No, you're absolutely right. As Nick is in green, Nick destroys green for GP. We've got about a minute left in the game. Now, GP can potentially get 2 more bases here, maybe a 3, but it's going to be extremely close. They have not done enough, unfortunately, to catch the Cobras. That last base by Hatman should lock it away for the Cobras now, you would think.
No, I 100% agree there. There's not enough time, or I suppose there's technically enough time for Red to come back up and to get that green.
Sharks need to go to both bases right now.
It has to be a photo finish, and this is for the lockout.
And Dexter, two-shot denied by Flash!
They're alive. They're drawing live, boys and girls. They can still win this.
They've got to take down 2 simultaneous bases.
And it has to be red. Rose done one. We need a red base. Someone needs to be in red.
And there is a Sharks player in red. Gets tagged out by a Cobra. Four Eyes is going to steal it.
Oh!
Can you check the scoreboard, please? Excuse me. What?
So the placements stand, but the difference is about 40 points, if that. It's not much, boys and girls. So yeah, that's tight. We will wait for the all clear call or the not all clear call.
What just happened?
That was a classic case. I've noticed today a lot of teams are, including my own, we're not looking at their phases when they're putting shots in the game towards the end. Because if you deny 4 A's there and you look at your phase and you see, you know, 3, 2, 1, game over, you know to not shoot. Like, all these players are smart enough to know that that's a factor, but I mean, in these high pressure situations, in a game like that where it's been so grindy for so long, and then all the momentum happens in the last 3 minutes of the game, you have to, you know, you can't really fault anyone for panicking and be like putting the shots in, because that's a massive turnaround. If Method denies 4 Eyes there. Alright, so the Cobras make it through by the skin of their fangs.